You know, in the race to rebuild America's industrial might, we've hit a pretty serious wall. And it's not about money, it's not about building new factories, it's a massive, kind of hidden shortage of skilled people. Technicians. And this isn't just a hiring problem. It's a deep structural crisis that could stop all this progress dead in its tracks. So today, we're going to break down this challenge and really uncover the incredible investment opportunity that's hiding inside the solution. So let's start with a number that really frames this whole thing. $1 trillion. That's the potential hit to the economy, the lost GDP, if the U.S. can't train enough skilled technicians by 2030. A number that big isn't just a statistic, it's a major economic threat. But if you're an investor, a number like that also screams one thing: a massive, underserved market. I love this quote. Don't just fill a lab, fuel a regional economy. This one sentence just reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it? We are not talking about just selling some equipment to a community college. This is about making a strategic investment in the people who power entire regions. Think about the battery built down in the Southeast, or the new semiconductor plants popping up in Arizona and Ohio. This approach turns education from just a cost into a real economic engine.
Okay, so let's dive into the core of this crisis. Where does $1 trillion risk even come from?
Well, the numbers here they're pretty staggering. Over the next decade, U.S. manufacturing is going to need to fill almost 4 million jobs. But look at the projection. Right now, we're on track to leave nearly half of them empty. Almost 2 million unfilled jobs. That's not a small gap. That's a chasm that could bring economic growth to a screeching halt.
So what's causing this? Well, it's basically a perfect storm of two huge forces hitting at the exact same time. First, you've got the retirement wave. A whole generation of experienced folks are heading for the exit. And at the same time, we've got this reshoring boom. Billions of dollars flooding into advanced manufacturing, which is creating this incredible demand for new talent.
Let's just zoom in on that retirement wave for a second. More than a quarter, 1 in 4 people in the entire manufacturing workforce is getting close to retirement. And listen, this isn't just about losing workers. It's about losing decades of hands-on institutional knowledge. The kind of expertise you just can't capture in a user manual. It is literally walking right out the door.
And let's be really clear about something. These are not low-wage, dead-end jobs. Not at all. Just look at the data here. The median pay for a Mechatronics technician is over $70,000 a year. Out in Arizona, with the booming semiconductor industry, we're talking closer to 80 grand. These are stable, well-paying careers, a fantastic alternative to a 4-year degree that completely shatters those old, outdated stigmas about the trade.
So, we have a huge, urgent problem. What does a scalable, effective solution actually look like? This is where the investment thesis really starts to take shape.
The solution really starts with a company that was built from the ground up for this specific challenge: Roots Education. And their mission, we innovate to educate, well, it's not just a nice tagline. It's their actual design philosophy for creating the next generation of technicians.
Their whole approach is built on 3 pillars that pretty much fix what's broken in traditional training. First, it's built for students. It's active, it's hands-on. Second, it's designed for educators. It comes with a curriculum that's ready to go. And third, and this is absolutely critical, it's influenced by industry, making sure the skills being taught are the exact skills employers are desperate to hire.
At the heart of it all is this scalable system of hardware and software. It all starts right here with what they call the RISE core. This is the entry point. It's where students get their first hands-on experience with a real industrial collaborative robot, a Cobot, and learn all the fundamentals of safety, programming, and just making it work. After the core, students level up to the RISE Plus. And this is where the complexity really ramps up. They start adding in new sensors, conveyor belts, vision systems. This is where students go from being just a basic operator to a true technician. They learn how to put all the pieces together, how to troubleshoot a system, and they start earning valuable industry certifications along the way. The final step is the RISE Pro. And this thing is basically a full-blown, multi-station smart factory right in a classroom. It brings together robotics, CNC machining, advanced 3D vision, the whole shebang. At this level, students aren't just running a machine anymore, they are orchestrating a complex, interconnected system, which is exactly what modern manufacturing demands.
Now, for any investor, the big question is always, okay, but why this company? What's their strategic moat? So let's take a look at what makes the Roots ecosystem such a defensible long-term investment.
Here's the most important thing to get. Roots isn't just selling a piece of hardware.
They're delivering two key advantages. First, that multi-certification pathway gives students real, tangible credentials they can take to a job interview. And second, and this is a huge deal for the schools buying this, it's a future-proof investment. The modular design means the system can evolve. It's not going to become a $500,000 paperweight in 3 years.
This table really visualizes that pathway perfectly. You can see how as a student moves from core to plus to pro, they're stacking these credentials that are recognized by industry. This right here, this is the secret sauce. It makes graduates way more employable, and it unlocks critical government funding for the schools, which creates a totally self-sustaining financial model.
So how does all this training actually translate into a real return on investment for our regional economy? Let's look at that direct bridge to the workforce.
The alignment here is absolutely critical. The skills you learn on the RISE platform, they aren't just abstract ideas. They map directly to specific, high-demand jobs, each with one of these official Department of Labor job codes. So whether a company needs a robotics programmer, a maintenance tech, or an industrial data specialist, Roots is building a direct pipeline from the classroom to the factory floor.
So what's the ultimate takeaway here for an investor who's looking at this space? Look, the investment thesis is crystal clear. We have a trillion-dollar economic problem that's being driven by a huge talent gap. In response, Roots Education has a solution that's scalable, that's industry-aligned, and that's financially sustainable. This is an opportunity to invest in a platform that not only has a strong competitive advantage, but that also solves a critical national priority. It's about fueling regional economies and building the workforce of tomorrow. This is an investment in the very foundation of America's industrial future.